Shalom. This week's Sedra is Sedra Vayigash. Shimon stood looking up at the kotel. Over the previous 38 years, he had stood at this wall countless times, praying, thinking, and studying. He stood on the kotel today on his 38th birthday, contemplating what lay ahead of him. He had an amazing life to be thankful for, and prayed for the remaining years of his life to be just as good. He knew, though, that he couldn't merely pray. He had to take the steps to make his next years just as good as the past had been. Shimon thought of this week's Sedra, where Yosef reveals himself to his brothers. One of the more dramatic moments in the Torah, Yosef doesn't simply announce his true identity, he needed the setting to be perfect. Hashem recorded the scene. Now Yosef could not bear all those standing around him, and he called out, "Take everyone away from me." So no one stood with him when Yosef made himself known to his brothers. The common understanding of Yosef's inability to bear all those standing around him is that Yosef was overcome by his emotions and asked everyone to leave so that he wouldn't be seen as a weak leader. While some scholars support this explanation of the episode, a close look at some other well-known scholars' interpretation of this episode yields much different results. In his commentary to this pasuk, Rashi explained that Yosef couldn't tolerate that the Egyptians would stand beside him and hear his brothers being embarrassed when he would make himself known to them. To protect his brother's honor, Yosef commanded all others to leave immediately. Rabbi took a different approach, and in his commentary to this pasuk, explained that Yosef didn't want the Egyptians to think that Yosef and his family were untrustworthy and traitorous just because they had sold Yosef years before. He demanded that everyone leave the room to protect his family's reputation. Both Rashi and the Ramban's interpretation of events point to a Yosef who wasn't overcome by emotion, but thought strategically at all times. This simple interpretation demonstrates that Yosef experienced great emotion at the moment he was going to reveal himself, but Rashi and Ramban explained that those emotions didn't overcome him. Yosef knew that in order to successfully ensure his brothers and his relationship, that his family's reputation stay intact, that he reveal himself without anyone losing face. He thought through his every emotion. Shimon felt emotion overcoming him as well. The combination of gratitude, hope, and worry seemed to rush through him all at once at the kotel. Shimon knew that he had to be strategic about his coming years. A birthday is a great day to reflect, but more importantly, it is a day to plan and take the necessary steps to ensure many successful years. Shabbat Shalom.